Greetings and blessed be. This is Magic Dragoness 4 coming at thee. And to all my little witchlings and wizards and all you magical beings that want to do your own spell work, today I'm going to teach you how to make a real good power oil. Now the oil I'm going to make for you is going to be a lemon power oil. And the good thing about a lemon power oil, not only can it be used to power up spells really well, but it's also like a cleansing oil per se. So it can banish like negative energies and stuff too. So it's like a dual purpose oil. And what you'll need, you're going to need a bowl or a plate. You're going to need a small jar, or if you want to go a larger jar, depending on how much you want to make. In this example that I'm going to show you, I'm only using a small jelly jar. You can make it smaller, you can make it larger, just add or subtract a few lemons. You're going to need some lemons. For this size jar, again, small jelly jar, you need about 4 to 6 lemons. You're going to need some cooking oil. You can use like virgin olive oil or canola oil. The reason I use like canola oil, not only is it affordable, and I do also use olive oil too, but canola oil it doesn't go rancid too easily. And the next thing that I'm going to mention is for kids. You may want to leave this out. Like if you're a minor and you want to keep your oil from going rancid, you're probably going to have to get your permission from your parents or guardians or whatever to get the following item. You need a sampler vodka. For this size jar, you would only need like one small sampler bottle of vodka. And the reason being, the vitamins in the vodka, and I know it sounds weird that vitamins are in alcohol, but yes, there are vitamins in certain products that actually prevent oil from going rancid. And the vitamins in a vodka are one of those products. I think it's like vitamin B12 or B2, whatever it is, I'm not sure, but it'll help keep your oil from going stale, so you could store this almost indefinitely and it won't go rancid. And you really don't want to use rancid oil in your spells unless you're doing something evil, And so let's get. Oh, and yes, you'll need a grater to zest your lemons with. And these things are very sharp. If you're lucky enough to be one of the few people to have a Rotato, and that was a product they put out some time ago, which I happen to have one, but not everybody has those, so that's why I'm explaining it with this. But these are really sharp, so be very careful. Maybe if you're a younger practitioner, get somebody to do this for you so you don't get hurt. Okay? And you'll need, on this one here, this particular grater has multiple different sides. There's thick and there's sliced and there's thin. You want like a medium setting. Okay, so let's get started. You take your lemon. Again, you're going to need 4 of them. I'm going to put this other stuff to the side for a minute here while I'm showing you how to do this. Okay, now holding your grater / zester above the grater here, you want to just scrape your lemon, and you want to get this yellow part. You want the yellow part, not the white part, so you don't want to go a lot of pressure on it, okay? Because it's the yellow part that has all the good oils and stuff in it that will scent your oil. So you want to basically scrape, and it's called zesting for those that are cooks. The term is zesting, so this is zesting your lemon. Again, be very careful with these because this could cut you very easily. So you want to go all the way around, and don't waste the lemon. And you could use them for cleaning your house if you want. When you're on the parts you're not using, you could cook with it, or you could feed the animals, or you could try to grow it. So try not to waste your lemon when you're through with it. Okay. This takes a couple minutes to do a whole lemon. Getting there. And again, this is not. It's kind of time consuming to do all this, but it's worth it because you could get a lot of oil for your spells. Oops. One's falling out, trying to fall out of my hands here. So I've never been a real big fan of these graters because I've gotten cut on them myself, because I do a lot of cooking and I have cut myself on these things. And they are dangerous. Now, if somebody would invent a safer way of doing using these things, because other than I've never really found one in the automated or hand devices that are actually safely made. So, if anybody comes up with an idea, I'd love to hear what you've got. Okay, I've got like one already zested here. It's kind of stuck to the. And you may need to scrape it off with something, in order to get all the peel off the grater here. Like use a knife or something, or maybe a tip of a spoon or something. I'm using like a matchstick here. So that's one lemon down. 3 more to go. It's going to be a little bit here. And if you do this yourself for the younger people, that if you get permission to use one of these grater things, never put your fingers down like that because you'll end up grating your thumbs off. So you have to hold it kind of like that above it. And if you can get one with a hand guard, that's even better. Then the hand guard will hold it for you. Not that those work well either. But they're better. They're a little safer than trying to do it this way. But you keep turning your lemon to get to the parts you need. And again, you just want the yellow part. Almost there. Got a little bit on this one side here still. Okay, there's 2 lemons down. Okay, and you can get an idea of what's going on here. Here's what lemon zest looks like. See, it's very finely shredded lemon peel. Now, 2 more lemons to go here for everybody out there. Now, this here is a pro tip for if you're making oils that use like a base, like a lemon or an orange in it, because they already have oils in it. You may not have to strain it out, but if you're making like a flower essence oil, if you don't add something to keep the thing from going rancid, like vodka or whatever, you usually would have to strain out the flowers after the process is completed. Otherwise, the flower material will go bad and it'll like spoil in your oil. You know, because it will, again, it's not stable. You know, but if you add the vodka in there, because vodka is basically a alcohol based, you know, the alcohol will actually stabilize it, so you wouldn't have to necessarily strain out the flower essence. You know, the flower petals and leaves and whatever, and blossoms. You wouldn't have to straighten that out, so it wouldn't rot. Otherwise, you would, and you would do that by covering when you transfer the oil from your container to whatever permanent container you're going to use. You would put a cheesecloth over it to strain off the material. Almost there. There's a couple more little segments here on this. Okay, that's the third lemon zested off. See, now if you were doing a flour-based thing or a spice-based oil, you probably wouldn't have to do this unless you had like a whole spice, like a nutmeg or something. Then you probably would have to use this step with the grater. But on ones that have just that you're doing like from a peel, like orange or a lemon, you have to grate it off, unfortunately, which is very time consuming, and it's kind of, again, I'm not a real big fan of these graters. Even though I use them, I really don't like using them because they are very dangerous. And again, I can't stress how much, you know, if you could get yourself a good cutting glove, which will help you from getting hurt, I recommend it, even for whoever, you know, even if an adult does this for you. You know, a good cutting glove can help you to slightly prevent from getting hurt, maybe. Cutting gloves are usually made out of a cut-proof material called Kevlar, which is also fire resistant. So, you see right now it's starting. My hand is getting slick here, and this is starting to shift under my hand here. And it could roll over and nick me, and I'm trying not to let that happen. So again, be very careful if you have to use these graters. there's our 4 lemons. Zest it off. I'm scraping it off the thing with my match here. And again, you could use whatever you need to scrape it off. Just don't use your hand. Scrape it with like a spoon or knife blade or something, like a butter knife or something, or a matchstick or a popsicle stick, whatever you got available here. And there's some stuck on the inside here, which let's see, what can I use here? I've got a knife blade I can use to scrape that off on the inside. Alright, now, getting back to the process, now that you have your zest material, and it'll look like that, and this is enough to cover a small size jar, so you only need, like I said, about 4 to 5, maybe 6, depending upon the size of the lemon. Like these are like a kind of a medium-ish lemon here, so I used 4. Now what you want to do, before you put this in here, you want to take your vodka, and again, this will help to prevent it from spoiling. You want to pour it into your jar. And you can always use these old ones, rinse them out, and you can use them to actually store your oil in if you want to transfer them to a smaller container, or you can make a potion bottle or whatever, store your ingredients in there. Alright, so now you got your vodka in your jar. So that's probably like a 25% sort of, I guess that is. Now you want to take your zest, and you want to put it into your jar. Alright, so you'll have something that looks like that. Okay, you'll have your zest in your vodka. It already smells really good too. So it'll look like that. It's going to be watery. You're looking, Now you want to take your oil, open it up, and you want to fill it almost to the rim. You want to leave just a little bit of space, up on top, so you're not going to overflow it, and also it helps it to breathe a little bit in the curing process. And just pour it slowly. Try not to get it all over everything. You don't need to rush this process. So you want it almost to the rim, and that's almost to the rim, right there. Okay, now you'll seal up your jar, close it nice and tight, and you'll get something that looks like that. Okay? At this point here, you want to shake it just a little bit, and shake it not too hard. You just want to kind of shake it a little bit. Don't want to create a lot of air bubbles, so just shake it gently. And then what you're going to do is, it'll look like this. It's going to be partially suspended in the thing, and it will settle eventually in the curing process. Now, the curing process, what you're going to have to do, you take this whole jar, and you're going to have to put it into an area that gets a good amount of sun at least part of the day. And you want to leave it in the sunlight for about 3 weeks. Okay? And after 3 weeks, this stuff will be very, very potently strong on your power, and it also will be it'll smell nice, and it'll look nice. And during this process, during the 3 weeks, you may want to just shake it up, gently shake it up, like every day or two, or every couple days. Just make sure it's processing right. Okay? And, again, do that, and just leave it in there, sit it in the window, or open space. You can leave it outside if you want. Just Just don't put it in an area where the sunlight's going to start a fire or something. Don't do a magnifying glass experiment the hard way, okay? So, just leave it in the sunlight, and then you'll have your power oil. See, now there are advanced ways of doing this, and the advanced ways are basically they percolate the essence that you're using in an alcohol-based kind of deal anyway. So, but they don't usually put the oil in there. They use some kind of other process, which I'm not sure on the process, but it's like a percolation process that extracts like the essence from the flour or the lemon or whatever, and it's like an extraction process, and it's expensive and hard to do. So this is the easy way to do it. To make a jar that would make this much oil, which is a nice big amount of oil here. I only paid $1 for the sampler bottle of vodka. The lemons only cost me like under $1. This would be the zester / grater is what's expensive. If you have one in your kitchen, then you'd be using it anyway, so that wouldn't be negligible. The plate or bowl, put it in, negligible. Canola oil is only like $1 something, if you shop cheap, at a store for a big bottle of it. So you can make enough oil here to make like, the whole jar would probably only cost maybe like a couple bucks total, if that. In like the jelly jar, I use the jelly anyways, and so instead of wasting the jar, you have it. And there you go. That's how you make a basic power oil. So use your magic responsibly, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.